Really? You had to push me out of the way before I could spawn this guy? Jerk. What's up, Agents? Zero here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Pocket Edition and Showcase. And today we're going to be taking a look at this behemoth right here. This is the adventure robot. Now, basically, this spawns naturally in the wild. It replaces a stray, but spawns very rarely, so you gotta keep your eyes peeled if you actually want to find one of these in your world. And you can actually ride these things if you go up and click on them. Now, as far as I'm aware, you have to, if you're playing on a touch screen, you're going to have to look at it, and eventually a button will pop up and will say ride. I'm not 100% sure because I do use a game controller whenever I play Pocket Edition, but in my case, I'm just pressing my right shoulder button. I do believe it's like left click if you're on Windows 10. But basically, you can just ride around in this thing all you want. And then in order to get out of it, all you have to do is crouch. Now, this is technically my second time trying to record this because for whatever reason, the recording crashed about halfway through the recording. So I have to record this second time. So I have done some playing around with what this thing actually does, and the first thing that I want to go ahead and show you guys is that it actually will take out enemies relatively quickly, or at least specifically hostile mobs. So if I go ahead and do this, it just took out that creeper extremely quickly. If I do the same thing with a husk, and I'm using husks instead of zombies because they don't burn in daylight, he just gets absolutely obliterated in a matter of seconds, which is kind of cool. So that's basically all it actually ends up doing. And if I go ahead and show you guys the spawn eggs, they actually went ahead and retextured the entire husk spawning. They also retextured the fire charge. I'm not 100% sure why they did that, but they did. By the way, this was actually created by a guy by the name of Mayo Het. I think that's how it's pronounced. If I butchered your name, I apologize, but it's honestly, to me, a bit of an odd spelling, if I'm being completely honest. Your links will be down in the description, just so you know. But something I want to go ahead and show you guys, and this is not going to be fun to show you guys on my end, because this was an absolute failure on the first recording that I did, and I don't honestly understand why this is the case. Something I should probably mention is that this guy has a total of 250 health. And why did that not spawn the wither? Let's try this again. There we go. Okay. Now, the attack robot is, because it attacks hostile mobs, is instantly going to go ahead and try to take out the wither. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, the wither takes absolutely no damage. Number one, because this robot has horrible aim whenever the wither's flying around. And number two, it just absolutely takes no damage whatsoever. So I'm not 100% sure if this is a bug within the add-on itself, or if it's because wither bosses by themselves don't actually take damage from fire charges. I'm not entirely sure which of the two it is. The first time I recorded this, the attack robot ended up losing the fight, obviously because the wither doesn't take any damage from it. But it actually took about 5 to 10 minutes for it actually to end up dying because of how tough this robot actually is. Now, something I was going to do last time I tried to record this before it decided to fail, and if I can find it, it would be great. Oh, there it is that it's supposed to also take on the Ender Dragon, although considering the fact that it wasn't able to do anything to the Wither, I don't have high hopes that it's actually going to be able to do anything to the Ender Dragon, but I do want to experiment to find out if it actually works. But as I mentioned, I don't have high hopes for this. So let's go ahead and do this. And 3 more, so 1, 2, 3, and let's go to the end. And let's see where the Ender Dragon arena actually is. Okay, so we're up top. Oh, we're already here. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and see whether or not this Adventure Robe is actually able to do anything to the Ender Dragon. And oh, you had to push me out of the way before I could spawn this guy? Jerk. Alright, there we go. Okay, he's taking out the Enderman first, which I don't understand why he's doing that. I'm expecting him to try to take out the Ender Dragon. I guess maybe because the Ender Dragon is not as important as the Enderman, because the Enderman, it views as hostile. I'm not 100% sure. So, as soon as the Ender Dragon comes back down to the pedestal, I'm going to place down another one and see if it goes after the Ender Dragon. Although I don't know how long that's going to take. Oh, it actually sent a shot over at the Ender Dragon, so I knew it was actually going to attempt to take on the dragon. Come on, come back down. I want to see if I can take you out with this guy. Not being very cooperative. Are you? No. You know what? Something I am going to do to attempt to help out these robots is I'm going to take these out really quick. Maybe it'll actually be able to do something to the Ender Dragon if I take these out. I'm hoping. Oh, I missed my opportunity. Well, that sucks. Oh well, not much I can do about it at this point. So let's go ahead and take out the rest of these. This is merely to see if it actually does anything. So I've got a few more left at this point. Are you going back down the center? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and spawn a few of these guys down. And I am now lagging like crazy. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea to spawn this many at once. Oh, they're actually doing damage to the Ender Dragon. I was not expecting that, considering it failed to attack the Wither. Alright. So they're actually able to do something to the Ender Dragon, which is actually good to know. Maybe there's something wrong with the Wither that's causing that to not work. So we've got one more pillar if I can stop lagging. And this was totally a bad idea because I actually can't do anything right now. It's lagging so bad. Can at least take this end crystal out. There we go. So I did notice, oh, looks like one of them already died. They're not exactly destroying the Enderman because the Endermen seem to have a little bit more health and they're teleporting around in hopes to avoid attacks. Are they actually doing anything to the Ender Dragon anymore? Doesn't look like it. You know what? I think Yeah, this looked like it's bugged out because it did some damage to the Ender Dragon, but now it doesn't seem to be able to do any damage to the Ender Dragon. This is probably a really bad idea, spawning in more of these guys. But I want to see if they're actually able to do anything further to this dragon. My game is lagging like crap. This was a bad idea. Okay, it looks like they're not actually able to do any further damage to the Ender Dragon whatsoever. And there's just so much lag that I can't actually do anything anymore. So they got in a few hits, but that was about it. Can I fly now? Yes. Okay. Well, that was anticlimactic. Then again, on the first attempt for me to record this, it was anticlimactic when I found out they couldn't actually do anything to the Wither boss. So, I'm wondering if this is in fact a bug, because I feel like this should at least do something to the Ender Dragon, but it's not anymore. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and end the video off amidst all this chaos. Probably not the best way to go ahead and explain the outro or whatever, but so hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure that like button. One more than make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Studios. Thank you guys for watching. My gosh, there's so much lag going on right now. Yeah, I'm lagging like crazy. This was a horrible idea. I should have never decided to spawn as many of these robots as I did. But yeah, with that, I'll see you guys later.